When I signed my deal, I felt pressure. Don't wanna see the numbers, I wanna see heaven. You say, could you write a song for me? I say, I'm sorry about you that I believe when I go home.
Hello guys, this is Anime Wizard 101 and I'm here with chapter 6 of Magi, the Labyrinth of Magic. And last time we left off chapter 5 with Alibaba and Aladdin finally being sucked into the dungeon and into this vortex kind of thing, and that's exactly where we start off chapter 6. So let's hop into it. So pretty much we see Alibaba and Aladdin being sucked in at the same time into the dungeon, and it looks like some kind of vortex. And then we are able to see this one page or page and a half of how they are pretty much sent or transported to some kind of different world, because there's one panel, this one panel has like this kind of like a different planet, and it looks like Alibaba is in outer space somehow, and he's in the middle of this beam being sent into the planet. So I don't know what that has to do with anything, but it looks pretty cool. And Alibaba is wondering pretty much the same thing what I am. He's like, what is this? What's going on? And then out of nowhere, Alibaba just arrives to the dungeon, and he's completely wet and drowning because he lands in some kind of like puddle or something. And then we see that Aladdin had already arrived, probably, I don't know, a while before he did, because he says, Aladdin tells Alibaba that it's about time you got here. I've been waiting for you for some time. And then Alibaba sees him, and he tells him like, how's that, like, he didn't tell him, but he thinks like, how's it possible that you arrived before I did when we left at the same time? And then we see that Aladdin's clothes are all dry while Alibaba's clothes are all wet. So I don't know what's up with that time like either. I don't know. If you guys have any comments about it, write it down in the comment box below and let me know. So pretty much Aladdin tells Alibaba that they should go already, and that he wants to show him something incredible. So they go down this cave, and at the end of the cave they arrive into this kind of big room, and it's shiny and everything is beautiful. But then again, there's a bunch of these caves everywhere around the whole room. And then they're happy because they're finally at the dungeon. And then Alibaba explains to Aladdin that according to the voyage of Sinbad, so I'm guessing Sinbad is that kid that conquered the first dungeon back, how many years ago? I think 14 years ago. Yeah. And then he says that he found himself in the starting point, and then he chose the right path, and then pretty much they have to go to there's a treasure room, and that's where you're gonna find the Jin metal vessel. So that's where they want to go. So after that, Alibaba gets too excited, and he just picks a random cave or hole, and he just runs in. And after that, we move back to where Budo and Lord Jamil are at, and pretty much Lord Jamil tells Budo that he's gonna go to the dungeon because he's been waiting for that little kid for a long time. And pretty much we get to know that his dream is to become king of his own country, because the king of that country where he's at doesn't see him. He sees him as an inferior, even though he has money, wealth, servants, slaves, you name it, property. He has everything, but he still sees him as an inferior. So he's about to go to the dungeon as well with Morgiana and some other servant or slave that has a mask. And after that, we jump back to where Aladdin and Alibaba are. And then we see that Alibaba is pretty much just, he's happy. He's just like pretty much walking down the cave, without any worries. And then all of a sudden, Aladdin just drops him. He grabs his legs and drops him, and he tells them that they should go back and rethink about it because Alibaba told, remember, Alibaba told Aladdin that this dungeon appeared 10 years ago and nobody has ever cleared it, and it's very dangerous. It's pretty likely that they're gonna die somehow, and they need to think about where to go more because there's so many wrong pathways that they could have chosen. So pretty much they go back to the main room and they're gonna go rethink their thoughts. And we see that they kind of made the right choice because in one of the panels we see, I don't know, I'm gonna call it a monster, was about to appear in front of them in the cave where they just left. So they got saved because of Aladdin. Um, and then they go search around the caves, and then Aladdin notices that there's a marking in one of the caves. There's like some kind of X, and then so after that they go search for about 30 minutes, and they get all these different symbols, and then they mark all the symbols down onto the floor, and they try to come with a conclusion about which path is the right path. And then Alibaba tells Aladdin to go find a cave that has no marking at all. And then he explains that pretty much all the caves that have markings are the wrong path because if you think about it, people have been trying to find the right path for 10 years already, and nobody has ever found it, and everybody died. So people in the very beginning were just like Alibaba, and they just randomly picked a random cave and they would search. But people, since there were so many caves, they would mark the outside of the caves to make sure that they would not go into the same cave and get lost. So they started marking them. So that's why they found one that was not marked, and that would be the right path to go down through. And then pretty much, so they are able to find the right path. And at the end of the chapter, in the last panel, we see that all these little monsters are about to go after them, and that's pretty much how chapter 6 of Magi ends. So in the comment box down below, write what you think about the chapter. My question is, what's up? Like, what is that? When they were being transported from the real world into the dungeon, what do you guys think about that scenario? Comment down below if you like this video. Give me a thumbs up, and subscribe as always. Peace out, you guys, and I'll see you guys next time.